Hello, my life warriors. It's me, Shar, your favorite corporate life coach. And today I have a special treat. I know I say that all the time, but I really do this time because we are speaking to Simone Sloan. She is the founder, let me just say that, an executive strategist for Your Choice Coaching. So I have another coach on the other end. I love speaking to coaches and just giving you a wealth of information. Your Choice Coaching focuses on leadership coaching, as well as she is a DEI consulting firm, which is amazing. She'll tell us all about that. And I know for sure my girl, because she's also my Jamaican sister, is going to bring us a wealth of knowledge. And we might talk a little bit about Jamaica because that's where we're from. Big up to all my Caribbeans and everyone that watches the show. We are wonderful, powerful women doing some great things. So you should be very excited. Welcome, Simone.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be talking to you. I love talking to other coaches because I just feel like everyone needs a coach.
I'm at the same accord, because I think that we all want to get better and we all need that thought partner person right next to us, right? Good or bad days, we need them. So absolutely. So I'm excited also.
I know. And I love your accent. So this is going to be a special show, everybody. Okay. I'm just saying. So listen, she's been in business for over 15 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm personally excited to be talking to you because I've only been in business 3 years. So I'd love to dive into your story. You've been able to sustain a coaching business throughout those years, which is amazing. So give me a little bit. How did you get started in this space?
Sure. I'll just share a little bit about my background because I come from the pharma world. I'm a pharmacist by trade, true blue, and really leverage that skill set in the pharma world on the business side. So not only from a commercialization and market access, as well as the medical affairs side. So really honing those skills and working collaboratively and putting those skills together to really develop where I am today. So what did it involve? I was doing training with sales teams and technical teams. I was launching products, programs, and people, right? And part of that strategy, helping others to understand what the strategy is and how to engage their audiences effectively. Right. And then working with a lot of the senior leadership team as part of that strategy process. So that way, again, buy-in, alignment, and getting execution work. So those are some of the things I was doing while in that world, and stepped away from that.
Right, yeah. Pharma is a big business.
It is, and it's still my passion because it's all about when you think about why you're doing what you're doing, right? Yeah. Service. You're in service because you're in healthcare. You are wanting to care with others. So I think taking that in the coaching world is something that my foundational element, because we're all about empowering others and helping others, right, and supporting them in different ways. So from that perspective, and really what made me do that transition is I was looking, well, what is my next thing and how do I have impact and how do I help others in a different way? So yes, I had my mentors and who were supporting me within corporate and helping me kind of think through what that next step was going to be and help me kind of really soul search too as part of that process, right?
Soul searching, yes.
It's a lot of work in that.
Wait, did you quit, resign, and say I need it without knowing where you're going or what you want to do?
I was actually developing and cultivating my next step while in the corporate world. So they were kind of bankrolling my experimentation.
Oh my God. Yeah. Me too. I did the same thing. I know.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because, and I was testing and seeing what the areas of what's going to be right for me. I love business, love helping people. And so really trying to hone in what that's going to be. And so it started off in a world of space called ontological coaching, right? All about being and that aspect of things. And in business, you don't really get that opportunity to explore that about yourself, right? It's all transactionally driven. And so went into that, then moved into emotional intelligence, and then and then went into cultural competencies and the DEI space. And so it kind of evolved in that area in terms of my interests and what really motivated me and what I saw would help others too as part of that process.
Wow. So why coach it? Like, did you get coached yourself? And did you feel like, because I know when I was in corporate and I was, strategizing my exit and I knew I wanted to turn organizations, just because I was in HR, into a coaching organization, because I felt like it was so necessary. Mm-hmm. But one of the things, the coaching course that I took to actually get certified actually put me through coaching, which was the first time I've ever experienced being coached. So it's so funny because for me, I wanted to do it. I wanted to coach without actually being coached. When I went through, which is now that it just dawned on me, that's what happened as I'm talking to you. Now that I've gone through the coaching, it was such an eye opener for me to discover my own self. Like, absolutely. Here I am focused on everybody else and what I could do for everyone else. Meanwhile, I had my own stuff that I had to unpack, right? Did you go through a similar experience where you had to find yourself first? Do you feel like you could effectively be that great coach by, number one, practicing what you preach?
Got it. I think if I had not gone through that process and transformation, it would not make me effective. I'll be more of a consultant telling people what to do, as opposed to really having that experience, right? Because once you go through something, you understand and have even more deeper empathy towards your clients and how their journey and what they might be seeing, and some obstacles too as part of that process. So as part of my certification, yes, and I say coaching really, I found it, but it really saved me, because just in terms of what I was not getting in the corporate business world. Yes, I was killing it with numbers and things of that nature, but there was something else, right? And so the program I went through also went through that unpacking. And that's when I was like, wow, if I can get this unpacking and this aha thing about me, what else is it with others that I can share, right? And because it's a gift. I think it's a gift.
Thank you. It is a gift. I do believe we are gift givers with what we do, and we give a lifetime. It's a gift that lasts a lifetime, because really and truly, I think once we hand off those tools, right, our expectations is that you use the tools that we've shared with you, we've taught you, we've given you, and go be great in the world.
Absolutely. And I love that it's not just about the person in front of you. Yeah. You get that ripple effect, right? In terms of their families and the impact that you're making, and the community and their business. And so for me, that's, again, in service, right? Yeah. And really supporting others in a different way.
Right. So did you immediately form Your Choice Coaching right out the gate, or you went through a period of other things?
What I did was, prior to Your Choice Coach, I was in tutoring, Your Choice Tutoring. And this was in earlier, like 2002, where we, under the whole SES, No Child Left Behind program, right? And so really helping around, we had about 100 students, 50 tutors. I was doing corporate, and so burning, both ends of that candle and doing this work. And so that was like the foray, but it was always tutors, coach, and more. And I said, well, and I've always wanted to build out the coaching piece. And so, but realized in terms of capacity and everything else that we have on our plates, what can we, how much can we really take on? So as things kind of were going down with the tutoring piece, that's when I rose up the coaching elements of it, of that business. So, yeah.
Wow. I love it. So, and I love what you do. You're here. You also started a women's,
empowerment group. Yes.
Group. Tell us about that.
Sure. I would love to. It's called Powerful.
Join. How can we join?
Absolutely. Visit Powerful Women today. We are the New Jersey, New York chapter, and it's really around leveling up. Our chapter is about those women, entrepreneur business women who want to level up in their business. And we bring skill sets from how, in terms of even down to delegating, communication strategies, accountability, all of these topics that people know, but when we don't create the space, right, to put those tools in our tool belts and actually get an action plan around it, it doesn't happen. Yeah. And so that's the feedback that we've been getting from our women members. And so definitely would love to have you join. So you can either email me at Simone Sloan at yourchoicecoach.com or go to powerfulwomentoday.com and check out the group.
Powerful Women Today. I love that name. Powerful Women, because that's what we are, Powerful Women Today. What was your life change, transformational moment? We've all go through life where at some point we have a big, huge moment where we say to ourselves, I want to live my best life, whatever that means for me. I want to live with purpose, and I want to live peacefully. Do you remember what was your life? For me, it was a breakup, of course. I really do. I hate to tell people that, but it is what it is. It was a breakup. And the reason why, I've gone through many breakups. At this point, my friends are literally calling me for breakup advice, not relationship advice.
The hows and the do's and don'ts, right?
We through this. I know you know. Which is bad. But I think for me, I think at that time, what happened was I've gone through so many that you reach to a point where it was like, oh, wow, this is it. And then it wasn't it, right? So that sent me soul searching. I'm like, wait, no, I have to figure this out.
Got it.
Do you have one?
I would say for me, because one of the biggest things, right, for most women working in their corporate role is that transition into entrepreneurship. And really what you're saying is, I'm going to bet on myself. Yes. I'm going to put the resources behind me and I'm going to work for me. And that takes a lot of courage, right? And a lot of strength to do, and commitment, because now you're like...
Commitment. I wanted to quit so many times when I started. I wanted to quit. I can't lie. I was like, this is it. I'm done.
And, I think that was my aha moment when I realized I'm going to do this. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to own it, good, bad, or indifferent. But I'm going to give it my shot. Right. Yeah. And cutting loose of those, like the umbilical cords to corporate.
And one of those umbilical cords is the paycheck. Like, I was like, but paycheck comes no matter what happens, the paycheck comes, right? It's not your issue if something, something happens, like, a pandemic, they still find a way to pay you. When you're running a business, your own business, and it's your only source of income, my goodness, it does take a lot of courage to do that. You've been doing it for 15 years. So
thanks. So yes, absolutely. So from that perspective, I think that was my aha moment. And I've been in business for 10 years with Your Choice Coach.
10 is still, hello. 10 is a lot, people. 10. We talk about, I do speak to a lot of entrepreneurs, and from new to, I think you are probably the longest running that I have spoken to, which is amazing because it is a long, hard road. But you see the result. I love to showcase, women like Simone, that it shows if you stick to it. And for sure, this is what you want to do. And it doesn't feel like work. Isn't that important?
Right. And I love what I do. I wake up and I'm jazzed about it. And I think that's important too, when you align your passion, right, to what you do, it does not. It's like really effortless, even though it is work. But I would say definitely. And I think too, that's why we, my co-lead and I, Leona Krasner too, is part of this process. created the New Jersey, New York chapter for Powerful Women Today, because we wanted to create a tribe of women who can feel supported in a different way, and also feel as if we are meeting them where they are in their business, right? And so for us, that was important, and in terms of the authenticity about it, but also the connections that we can create.
Right. Who should be calling you right now? Who are your clients? Do you do personal? Is it only corporate? Who's calling?
Sure. Well, from the diversity, equity, inclusion standpoint, we work with a lot of the diversity, equity, inclusion officers, directors, HR professionals. But we also, COVID is just a crazy place, because even through all of this, I have individuals coming to me and saying they want inclusive leadership coaching. Yeah. And so that's something that we do to really support them in their business and really think differently around their communications, around how the suppliers and vendors that they use, right? Because we are, as entrepreneurs, utilizing vendors and suppliers, and then how they connect with different types of audiences and customers. So I would say from that perspective. So we do work with companies, small, mid-sized companies as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because just so you guys know, so any personal, do you do personal, not from a leadership standpoint, if anyone needs personal life coaching, do you guys deal with that or no?
We do more with the business side of things. So definitely if it's around the business piece and wanting to, I hate the word using again, leveling up on your business. Yes. If it's around people, then you want to impact and have a people strategy around hiring and things of that nature, then we're the ones that can support you in terms of thinking through the culture you're trying to create and the inclusiveness that you want to have so people stay with you.
Yeah. What is so DEI is the new big word.
But it's an amplified, it's been around for quite some time, right?
I know. That's why I said the new, because it's now with everything in the past 2 years, what's been going on in the world, more companies are adapting that word. And most recently, I see colleges are even creating programs around, and which is beautiful, exciting.
Absolutely.
What are you finding in organizations when it comes to DEI? Are they very much so really open to, and I'm talking management, because management has a way of, putting positions in place to make everything okay, but they don't really have they're not really going to adapt everything that this position says you should do. Are you finding that they're really receptive to all of your recommendations, advice? I don't really know how you do get that piece of the work done, but are you hitting any stumbling blocks at all, or is it a smooth sailing when it comes to DEI, implementing DEI strategies in the organization?
That's a loaded question. It is. And I say that because
speaking code. I'm HR. I get it.
Yes. And you see everything, right? There is no one way of thing. You have companies who are very proactive and doing a lot of work. And you have those who are kind of lackluster about it. And those who are just kind of I'm leaving it alone, right?
Yeah.
So I think that where we have more success when we have leadership buy-in, because they set the tone, the stage for how this is going to roll out, the seriousness around it, and how employees are going to behave in this journey. And so the more buying that we can get with the leadership teams from the get-go, it makes our lives easier in terms of the implementations, in terms of strategies, in terms of the trainings that we want to do, right? So I think that's one of the key things I would say that will help support the journey.
Okay. Yes, very, very well said. From one HR professional. Everyone read between the lines.
But I will say there's the uptick in interest. But Absolutely. Then when you peel back the layers, who's really interested?
Yes. Are you finding, I know you have to go, this is my last question. Are you finding that companies are being proactive or more reactive when they call you for DEI consulting work?
It's a mix. I would say 50-50. And I say that because if they're forward thinking and they get it, but if they've been on the journey for quite some time, they get it, right? And it's more about fine tuning. And let's just do a little check in. If it's more of I'm starting out for the first time, right? And our employees are driving this and keep asking us to do this, then that becomes very reactive, right? And they know that they have to do something. They're not sure where to start. And that's where we can come in to really help them pave that roadmap or, from that perspective. We're not coming in just to do a training and go, right? Because we know that's not as effective as if you're really trying to get some momentum and lay a solid foundation around this. And I call it a journey because it is a journey.
It is a journey. And with that being said, my life warriors, it's a journey. Everything's a journey. Life is a journey. And Simone, thank you so much for sharing with us all about you and your business. And for sure, I'm going to put all the links to yourchoicecoaching.com. Everything is going to be below this interview, as well as Simone gave us her email address. You should definitely look up Powerful Women Today. There's a New Jersey, New York chapter. You said New York, New Jersey?
Both combined, absolutely.
Right. And anything you want to leave us with, Simone, before you go? What is the one thing? Because last impressions are important too.
It's a pleasure to be here. I know, in terms of entrepreneurship and starting out, can seem like it's this roller coaster up and down, but get the resilience, believe in yourself, bet in yourself, and get support, right? Either from coaching, your groups, all types of supports and tentacles that you can get out there. Make sure you're touching something.
Yes. Thank you. All right, my life warriors, it's your girl, Shar. Another wonderful episode. I hope that you really, really enjoyed this conversation. And do remember, there is a coach out here that loves you.